Official.StreetSmarks at gmail.com is how you can contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio. Or fuck with us. Official.StreetSmarks on IG. Official.StreetSmarks on SoundCloud. Street Smart Fanpage on Facebook. Street_Smarks on Twitter. This is Street Smart Audio. And courtesy of PWI Insider, Mike Johnson, neckbeard of the ECW Arena.
What's up, NB?
Today in wrestling history, November 26th, the Survivor Series was born.
Oh, shoot. Speaking of Survivor Series.
Right. Yeah. 30 years ago today, Survivor Series was born. Did you ever hear about the story of Crockett being counter-programmed?
No, I don't think that I have.
Okay. Well, the story as it goes is that Vince comes out with WrestleMania as a pay-per-view.
Uh-huh.
All right. Crockett wants to jump in. He wants to go national after he bought out Mid-South and absorbed Georgia and Florida. Mm-hmm. He wants to go national with Starrcade.
Okay.
So Starrcade 87 was the first Starrcade pay-per-view. It was held in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Vince, being a slimy bastard, creates the Survivor Series, the counter program.
Oh, okay.
Now, up until this point, pay-per-view was still an untested market. WrestleMania 3 broke all fucking attendance records, pay-per-view buy rate records and all that shit.
Nice.
So, with WrestleMania 3, pay-per-view became a thing.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. So, Vince had a lot of leveraging power when it came to dictating who gets to go on pay-per-view and who doesn't. Well, you got boxing pay-per-views going on, and boxing and wrestling don't really intermingle. But here come Crockett and trying to do his pay-per-view thing, and Vince tells the cable companies, if you have Starrcade on the same day as Survivor Series, you will not be able to get Survivor Series or the next WrestleMania.
Wow.
So all the cable companies in America, except for 5, called them reneged on the bluff and threw Starrcade off the lineup sheet for the night.
Dang.
5 cable companies said, you know what? If Starrcade, is on early in the afternoon, Survivor Series on late at night, Survivor Series came on 7 to 8 o'clock, whatever. People would just watch wrestling all day. No big thing. Because Thanksgiving has always been a big day for wrestling, going back to the territory days.
Okay.
All right. So in the pay-per-view days, not so much. So 5 cable companies held Starrcade 87. Starrcade 87 bombed. So not only did it only got like 20,000 buys. You know what I'm saying? And they saw a bad show.
Ooh.
Okay. And then on the other hand, Vince put out this revolutionary product with this, this concept of tag team matches, of elimination style tag team matches. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Everybody's probably seen Survivor Series by now, the first Survivor Series. Not necessarily my favorite event. It was held in the Richfield Coliseum.
Oh, yes, a place near and dear to our hearts.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? The first 2 was actually held in the Richfield Coliseum. It was going to be the Survivor Series location.
Oh, man, that'd have been cool.
Yeah, but now they took it on the road. But regardless of that, so to counter-program WrestleMania 4, Crockett put the first Clash of the Champions on at the same time. So it took away from a lot of the buys of WrestleMania.
Oh.
And the cable companies was like, hey, stop this shit. You gotta stop this shit because we're losing money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Flair, Sting, first Clash of the Champions went up against the tag title tournament. I mean, the world title tournament at WrestleMania 4, held at Trump Plaza, owned by current President Donald Trump. Because it's funny because people like to think that this Trump Vince association is relatively new. It goes back 30 years.
I say that. Is there people who really believe that or think?
Well,
that?
you got new fans. You know what I'm saying? You got new fans that came in post Attitude Era, post Ruthless Aggression era. and who've seen Donald Trump shave Vince McMahon's head. Unbeknownst to them, Vince had 2 of his WrestleManias at his plaza.
That's right. 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to Survivor Series, Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
Any standout Survivor Series moments that come to mind?
I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Montreal. I mean, it's become synonymous with the freaking Survivor Series. Outside of that, I want to say it was at Survivor Series the next year when was it the next year when Rock won his championship?
Rock won his first title at Survivor Series 98, the Deadly Game.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Undertaker made his debut at Survivor Series 90.
Oh, that's right, with Brother Love.
That's right. He also won his first title at Survivor Series 1991.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Was it the Gravest Challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, beat Hogan.
Hogan put him over because it was good for business. You know what I'm saying?
He won it right back though, so it didn't matter. That was Vince's first try at weekly pay-per-views.
Glad it was. Hopefully, it was his last try.
I mean, no, it's coming. I mean, think about it like this: they've nice little segue into women's wrestling. They've debuted 4. Paige came back to TV with 2 new females, and I think 3 new females debuted on SmackDown. There's been rumors of a women's tag team division being set up. There's also been rumblings of a women's Royal Rumble.
I'd watch that.
They did the Mae Young Classic this year that we never watched.
Right.
So that was a whole bunch of women, just put on, just introduced to the WWE universe.
Putting on for their city.
There's a women's show coming.
Well, I imagine there's some people who would watch that on a consistent basis. So.
But you have to understand, with women having their own show, that means there's going to be a women's pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, on the WWE network for $9.99.
Exactly. Then there's going to, you got to segue that to a cruiserweight pay-per-view, to a UK pay-per-view. And that's how you're going to end up getting your weekly pay-per-views.
But at the same time, if it's on the network, you're still paying once a month.
Regardless, just saying, for those who still dabble in the archaic method of watching pay-per-views on a cable subscriber.
Oh, but it's get out of the Stone Age, pal.
Yeah, Philistine.
What's wrong with you? You can you don't have to play with sticks and rocks anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, let me think. So any Survivor Series thoughts? Yeah, obviously Montreal is a thing. What's your favorite Survivor Series match? Elimination match, or a standout match that comes to your mind? Bam.
That's an elimination match. Oh, it would probably have to be the first one, even though I can't really. Maybe not the first one because of the people, but I want to say because of the concept where the survivors from the earlier matches got together.
The final match of Survival.
Yeah.
I think that's Survivor Series 89.
Okay, all right, but yeah, for some reason that concept was always stuck in my head, and I always, wish they went back to that because even though I don't remember how they decided who was on who team, but I know I want to say it ended up being good guys versus bad guys.
All right, so it was baby faces versus heels. Final match of Survival. It was Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and Tito Santana versus one whole heel team and some sole survivor of another team. And of course, Hogan and Warrior went over.
Naturally.
Right. So that was that. I remember the concept. I remember liking the concept as well. My favorite Survivor Series elimination match is the 1988 tag team elimination match. It's it's shit. The Young Stallions, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, Powers of Pain, and the Rockers versus Demolition, the Conquistadors, the Rougeau Brothers, two other teams that escaped me.
Man, that's a lot of
The Brainbusters,
Excuse me.
and another team. Can't think of the team right now. But it was like 40-minute match.
Damn.
Everybody got to showcase their shit. It ended up being the double turn for Powers of Pain Demolition.
Oh, shit.
Fuji. It was the most nonsensical double turn on the planet.
Tell us more.
All right, Powers of Pain is on one side. They're baby faces. Demolition and the Conquistadors are the survivors on the heel side. Fuji's on the ring, on the apron, telling the Demolition, saying, hey, I want to whack him with the cane. No reason, because it's 4-on-2. Heel miscommunication. Fuji hits Demolition with the cane.
Oh, shoot.
Alright, so, and then Powers of Pain end up going over on Demolition. Demolition gets mad at Fuji, right? And the Demolition, they like hit Fuji or whatever and they powder. Then Powers of Pain end up dusting Fuji off. They trip up the Conquistador with the cane. 1, 2, 3. They go over. Powers of Pain turn heel.
Oh, wow.
And they're the sole survivor. They put Fuji on their shoulders. It makes no sense.
But they just felt bad for him. I was like, oh, poor little guy. It will dust you off.
I was 7 years old. I'm over at Alexis Taylor's house.
Shout out to Alexis.
Right? And me and her mother look at each other and go, that don't even make sense. I knew I was going to do some shit with this wrestling shit.
At that very moment.
At that moment. I fell in love with Mr. Fuji. No homo. Looked at little Alexis Miles like, what? Became a wrestling fan for life after that.
Oh, man, that seminal moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, it's wrestling.
Yeah, you just gotta love it. Or either you get it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't get that, but I got wrestling, and I just became a fan. And now I'm the Fuge.
Oh, man. It's crazy. Like, you notice, like, nobody... I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's very rare, and last real post-match celebration of like a crowning moment or a championship or whatever. It's like I can't think of anybody outside of Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're just like, that post-match celebration, you know what I'm saying, where like, they in the ring doing their thing for Hulk Hogan style for at least a couple minutes after they match, you know what I'm saying, stunting and roostering for the crowd and shit.
Right.
It's I wonder why we don't have that anymore.
Well, I'll attribute it to two things. Kayfabe, they're just rushing through the show. You don't get a chance to breathe. That's why you can't really think of seminal moments of these last couple of eras. Granted, you probably walked away you strayed away from the product a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say, oh, this is a moment, or this is a moment, Whereas, you know, in the rock and wrestling or the attitude era, you could say, bang, bang, this is a moment, this is a moment, this is a moment, you know? I think the show's rushed. It's longer, but it's rushed. If that even makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that makes plenty sense.
But, 9K who's the guy? Who's the guy that you want to sit there and have the fans adore and be in awe and adulation of? Because the fans don't like Roman Reigns. The fans didn't really take the John Cena. They just like, you know what? He's there.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know what? He's been there. So he gets that clap like he's been there. He's paid his dues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not beloved like The Rock. He's not beloved like Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? Not beloved like Mick Foley. You know, even though Taker has longevity, he still had that respect early in his career, you know? So, but, you know, these guys that match up now, and no disrespect to the guys because they work their asses off, but there's a combination of Vince putting the guys that we don't want to accept versus the guys that we would accept if Vince would put them up. Because if AJ Styles had that 5-minute long post-match celebration that fans would soak up and cheer and everything like that, they would do it. They did it with Bryan, you know? But Bryan fizzled out because he got a stack of dimes for a neck.
Could have been Punk.
But Vince was never going to give me, he's never really going to give Punk the real shove.
Because I was just thinking of seminal moments like that Money in the Bank 2011.
That's the only one you can think of.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank 2011 is it.
And I know the date and everything.
I don't know the date.
What a year, I should say. I can't tell you the date, but
I know it was June 20-something. Or July 20-something. I don't know.
It was warm outside.
Right. I was in the sports bar watching that. Going, damn.
Oh, shit.
Right. I was down in Melbourne. Down in Florida.
Oh, shit.
I know you were still over in Tampa, right?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was at the house watching that show on the edge of my seat. And I know it's in Chicago and shit. And when that motherfuckers shoot, even before shit, all night they was hot for that motherfucker. And then when his music came out and shit, in Chicago, oh man, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Thinking about
for the 57 subscribers, I can verify that he has goosebumps right now. It's kind of eerie.
You know what I'm saying?
To see a black man with goosebumps is weird.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And on that note,
but hold on, just let me finish real quick
right.
though. But just it's a moment you never forget. That motherfucker's music hit, that crowd explode and stuff. He come out and shit, and he do his thing, and he's sit in the ring, and then the music go off, and they just chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. Like those are the type of moments wrestling is supposed to have.
I can tell you another one. When fucking RVD fought Cena at One Night Stand 2.
I need to watch that.
Oh,
I
my
still
God.
haven't seen that.
Oh, my God. Same feeling.
Oh, yeah?
Sans the goosebumps.
Oh.
Dude had a sign in the crowd, if Cena wins, we riot.
He probably meant it, too.
Oh. Edge did the run-in for the finish. He speared him with a motorcycle helmet on.
Oh, shit.
Crowd goes, thank you, Edge. Paul Lee hits the 3 count. Coronates RVD as the champ. That was a moment.
Oh,
that and it seems like the only guy who had those moments during that time was Cena. Cena had all those fucking moments. Cena had the moment with RVD. Cena had the moment with Punk. Cena had the moment with Batista. It just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there he was.
Like Cena was the man. Cena is deserving to be on that fucking WWE Mount Rushmore. No doubt about it.
I always put him on there.
Cena, Hogan,
Rock and/or Austin, depending on
Bruno.
Oh,
And I could go Rock or Austin, depending on the day. I say, and this is my only argument. I say, no, there's no Rock without Austin. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
Rock was always going to be the Rock, but without Austin, he isn't the Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True that.
So that's why I always lean more towards Austin. You know what I'm saying? On that Rushmore. But but Cena definitely earned his place on that shit. Company on his back for a decade.
He is the second coming of the franchise. No doubt.
No doubt about it. And I can't. And it just upsets me. After the it's like the third or the second title reign, the one that he held for like 380 days, and he beat everybody convincingly, and not only was it convincingly, but he beat all different types of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had the Umagas, he had the Khalis, he had the Triple H's, he had the Edges, he had the Sabus, he had the Rob Van Dams. I mean, that title run is like literally one of the modern era's greatest title runs of all time. Everybody sleeps on it. Because, boo Cena. That motherfucker carried that company. It's insane.
Sure did.
It's insane how much he carried that company for a decade. But during that crucial time period, during Benoit, during Eddie, on his back, during the injuries, during Edge being fucking fickle, during Batista, during Undertaker's hiatuses and shit. Cena. Flair retiring. Cena. People coming and going, people dying. Has-beens, never was. You know what I'm saying? Go up, go down the card, doesn't matter. He had put the people over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cena gets no credit because it's just John Cena sucks. Bullshit.
Yeah, he definitely I've grown what's the word I'm looking for? Renaissance appreciation for Cena, because I was a fan during the Doctor of Thugonomics thing or whatever, and then after a while, though, once he had been on top for quite some time and he started getting goofy and stuff, I turned on Cena or whatever. But after having turned on him and stuff, there was a point where, when I just had to look at him objectively and the things he's done, the matches he's been in, and, what I'm saying, just his overall contribution to wrestling. I'm like, I find myself respecting the dude, you know what I'm saying? So, when I tell you or text you or message you every week that the champ is here, you know what I'm saying? It's a little nod to the second coming of the franchise, because I appreciate what he's done.
Speaking of franchises, when we come back, we're going to speak on the first franchise in the Extreme Retro Review. We out. Peace.
Peace.